Okay, in this video, we talk about Deep Space Nine Shadowplay after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. And in Shadowplay, what we have is three different stories going on. The minor stories being that of Jake Sisko, who is not necessarily thinking that he's cut out for Starfleet, and of Major Kira, who is keeping an eye on Quark while Odo is out with Dax. And the main plot where Dax and Odo are taking a runabout into the Gamma Quadrant in order to take a look at some interesting radiation readings coming from what turns out to be a planet. Now, they're minor things. We see some interest in just what Jake Sisko is going to turn out to be. At this point, he's 15, and we find that in 23rd Century Federation, 15 is a good year to start getting a job. And while this is a moneyless economy in the Federation, it's interesting. So the job is perhaps to just find out what he has aptitude for and starts practicing it. It seems a little odd that they would require work. One of the problems really with the whole idea of what the engineer in Strange New Worlds termed this socialist utopia that she believes might not always hold up. But where we find out here is that while Ben is pretty much expecting that Jake will want to go to Starfleet Academy, Jake has really never said what his preferences are, and he's more concerned about disappointing his father than to tell him, what his true feelings about it are. And that's one of the plots there. And Quark is, of course, into some kind of shady deal, and it seems to coincide with Videk Baral coming on board Deep Space Nine, who really wants to see Kira and spend some time with her. We find out that there is a sport called spring ball. We don't see it played or how it's played, but apparently it does take a lot out of you, and it's something that children played in the camps on Bajor during the Cardassian occupation. So interesting little side notes here we find. We see that Jake gets his first comm badge since he's going to be working along with Chief O'Brien, and we find that Dax kind of likes to gossip. And there's a good line in here when they're on the runabout and Dax is talking about somebody that both she and Odo know that has some kind of romance going on. And he shows that he's really not interested in that kind of thing and doesn't understand even why anybody cares. And Dax asks, well, haven't you had any kind of intimate friend? And he says that that's kind of a personal question. And Dax says, after 7 lifetimes, impersonal questions aren't much fun anymore. So I thought it was a good line. The A story is they go to a planet where there's some odd radiation coming out. They can't find any life forms, but there's a whole settlement there. And people are disappearing, and their job is to find out why. And they assist local law enforcement there. Since Odo is there, they first think that they're the cause of it, but then they're quickly convinced that Dax and Odo have no malice toward them. And they do, in fact, find out what's going on, and in a most strange way, and there's kind of a double twist on it, which is quite well done. So we learn a little bit about Odo's longing for his own people in his conversations there. we find a little bit more about Dax, who after 7 lifetimes has a tendency to want to gossip. We find out that Quark is taking advantage of the fact that Odo's not on the station and does something that he thinks will keep Kira busy. And in the meantime, we have Jake Sisko learning something about isolinear chips. So all of this going on, it gives more of an ensemble feel to the cast than we've seen in the last few episodes, where they take 2 people off and you don't hear about anybody else on the station. Here, just about everybody is involved with something. So it's a good episode. It's interesting, and it is not really a cookie cutter episode like you might expect by this time. So kudos to DS9 Shadowplay. And I hope that you get to see it, and let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And of course, if you've not subscribed to this channel, we hope that you will. And then if you'd put a like on it, that would be nice as well. So we appreciate that. We appreciate you. Tomorrow, we'll have a review from the original series of The Mark of Gideon, and surprisingly, I will be dressed just like this. So until then, don't go far.